That's my lefty disc.
Perfect.
How is that better than all my shots?
You got a birdie.
You're so good now.
Dude, I wish you meant that. So what is your first disc? Can you say? Is it like a mid-range driver?
I think it'll be the...
All right, hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Gannon, practice round opener Austin. Last year's champion, last week's champion. Some big changes for you. Discmania, Squatch, added some new stuff to the bag. We're gonna talk about that. As of now, we had to split up groups. So we're just gonna get down to hole one's green, ask you a question or two, rip it, play practice round. Also, the back nine, as of now, is gonna be on Gannon's channel.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, watch for it.
He said his channel is, I'm not gonna use the word you used, but.
High quality iPhone content.
But either way, Gannon Buhr, we're gonna do front nine mine, back nine his, maybe get Alden and them on the back nine. So
yep.
Let's jump right into it.
All right.
Hole one is a 400-foot par 3. This is about my max power these days. So I'm gonna just hope for the best.
It's pretty good. Too far. Oh, no, parked. I'll let you hit the base, basically.
You taught me that.
It's more of a mid-range shot, honestly.
What about if you tied your shoes?
No. Everybody knows the first tee shot is never tied shoes.
Wow, that was really nice.
Better than my first one.
Really quick, two quick things. My interval, forge radiant interval, is on infinitist.com. And then at gibsondiscgolf.com, we're having two things going on. One, if you use code DREW, you're gonna get 30% off your first subscription box, which may or may not have a signature custom watt in the box this month, as well as another pretty sought after MVP disc. Then also we have a 5-disc mystery box for only $65, guaranteeing you quote unquote misprint disc. If you know, you know. So make sure to head on over to gibsondiscgolf.com to shop for your Drew Gibson disc golf needs. So last year you won here.
Yep.
And then you obviously had a pretty good season last year overall. What was your favorite win of last year? Or something that sticks out to you as it could be here, it could have been a local C tier where you just had fun and played with your friends. But what was something that you remembered playing and something that really just stuck with you?
I mean, winning in my hometown was pretty cool. Des Moines, it was obviously cut short, 2-round event, but that was cool to win in front of my home crowd. And I won Idlewild, which is pretty cool because it's a wooded course. Or, you got to have some accuracy.
Yeah, you have a lot of good shots to win there.
Yeah. And so, I've played good at Idlewild the last couple years. So if I can do that again, and then playing good at the Beast this last weekend. So maybe I'm just a woods guy now.
Woody Woodsman.
What?
I said Woody Woodsman.
Yeah, that's me. Oh no, we're starting off hot. Oh, another misput. Typical practice round, Gannon.
All right, up one on Gannon already. I'm pretty much the world champion, so I don't know, man. Wow, these putters feel really good.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it? I like them stiff like that.
Holy moly. That feels nice. No wonder you make so many putts.
Yep.
Yep. Should we, so also y'all, Marcus let me borrow his drone. Never flown one before in my life, so we're probably gonna crash it on accident. Obviously, in the last couple years, you've really came into being a force on tour every week, or for the most part, it's people have to beat you or Calvin or whoever, Gossage sometimes, whatever it is, you're always up there, whether it's sneaking into a top 5 or battling for the win. Is that kind of a surprise to you this early in your career, or is this literally what you were expecting coming into disc golf? Because I know that I've heard interviews of you after Vegas, where it's I didn't know that this would happen, you're surprised, and then last week in your post after you won, you're I was built for this.
Yeah, I guess early on I was surprised by by how good I did compared to the field, because I don't know, I guess I just growing up seeing all the videos of pros playing and all these insane rounds and the Paul and the Ricky stories and the battles. Like, I just like seems like I could like never get to that point basically. And then, but I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of played like pretty clean golf. Like, I go for some shots, but I've always said like you're okay to be as aggressive as you are good. So if you're not good, it doesn't pay off to go for those aggressive shots. But if you are, that's why Calvin had such a dominant season, is because he is good and he's good at being aggressive, and he's he throws more good shots than he does bad shots. So it actually does pay off for him to go aggressive. But like for me, I think I was just like, just surprised. I guess like how easy it was to place pretty solid early on if you just play smart, don't take big numbers, because people usually do and they fall off a little bit. So I think that's pretty much what I did. I've always been a good putter since I was a kid, pretty much. I mean,
I'd say you're a great putter.
Yeah, I've never modeled my putt after anybody. It's like the one part of my game I haven't modeled my game after anybody. But I've always just practiced putted a lot, and I've always had a hard putt. I mean, I might putt softer than I used to even when I was like 12. I mean, I used to putt really, really hard. So still do, obviously. But yeah, and now I think over the last like year and a half, I've just proved to myself that I am one of the best players in the world right now. So that way, it's almost like I feel like I have to play good every week now to kind of like reassure that and
so
prove
it's like a pressure thing you put on yourself that maybe even helps you play better.
Yeah, like it like forces me to still play good every week to prove that I'm still at the top of the game right now. And my lifetime goal, obviously, and especially now that I've proved to myself quite a bit recently on the tour, is just to be like outright number one and have it be like obvious I'm the number one player. I don't think, not yet. We're too early in the season to see that. But if I could have a couple more good tournaments, maybe a couple more wins in the next couple months, I think that'd give me a good chance at it. Obviously, depending on what the other players do, because everyone's good these days.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was very impressed. Obviously, I missed 9 months with my arm injury, and I came back and I played horrible last week. But like, I couldn't believe how many players that I'd never even heard of were in the top 10 or top 15 or top 20. It's like, I'm looking at this list and it's like, okay, Gannon, Luke, blah, blah, blah. Then it's like, who are these 5 guys? And then it's like, you scroll a little further and it's like, who are these 5 guys? It's like, this is my 11th year on tour, and I never really have looked at the list and been like, I don't know these people. And it's like, I took 8 months off from the tour, and that's like, I come back and now all of a sudden it's like, I feel like it's a whole new group of people.
Like the game just caught up that quick.
Yeah, it was like overnight, it was like a whole different group of people.
There's just more people that are good now instead of like the 5 people we had.
Well, and it was like the same thing like our situation at Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously I knew who you were. But it's like you were 16, 17 years old at the time,
I hadn't done anything yet.
Yeah, and so it's like I knew who you were, like, because obviously you were really good, and you were really good as a junior and really good as, I've seen Will posting you for years and all of that, but it's like, not that I didn't expect it, but it was like a surprise for me to be playing as good as I was. Yeah. And then be in a playoff with you at 16 years old, and the shots you're making and the putts you're making. I mean, like, in my interview when I said, like, hey, like, this is the future, like, I was now right, like, you proved me right, but it's like I genuinely meant that. Like, watching what I watched, it's like, at that point, it's hard to argue that you wouldn't have been the future, regardless of what happened, because it's like to come out to the first event of the year and be in that situation and handle it the way you did, and, nearly win the event, obviously in a 5 or 6 hole playoff, whatever it was, it's like you really went out there and like proved at 16 years old that you were like a force you reckon with at the best events with the best players.
Yeah, I feel like even from the start, I've always like just been good under pressure.
Yeah.
I've only crumbled one time, and it was the Mid-America Open last year in a playoff putt. I just like rushed it, missed the putt, lost the playoff.
I'm glad you don't consider our battle a crumble. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. No, it was the biggest crumble ever. I just gave you the win.
I think that's as good as I can do.
Looked okay, maybe a little far from the basket, but I was going forehand last year, but it's practice round, so we gotta save the shoulder.
Only get so many. All right.
Not horrible. But like, you're going against Patrick Mahomes, like, it seems like, it's their chance to win. Like, they should win. Like, Brock Purdy should have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But like, the better player almost always, it happens just like that.
No, I mean, that's sports. The better player is usually going to win.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Got to turn a little bit. It used to be a lot easier because you used to be able to throw all the way
Yeah,
back
like
there.
back there. Nice shot. So Gannon was just saying that, like, obviously, if you guys aren't familiar, 2022, right? Yeah. Las Vegas Challenge. Gannon and I went into a 5 or 6 hole playoff, and I ended up, thankfully, winning. And I made it somehow.
Wow, that's why you won.
But, you know, Gannon was saying, like, he doesn't know that if he had won that event, if, like, he would have been better off or worse off, or if it helped him learn things that he wouldn't have known otherwise, or... Nice. That's pretty good.
Ooh.
These actually catch, huh?
These are good baskets.
But yeah, I mean, I think that that's like one way to look at it, to where, you know, who knows what would have happened if...
Are these the same ones?
Yeah. Yeah, if, you know, you would have won or lost, or, I mean, obviously, only one person can win and one person can lose, but like, you know, how that situation breaks down and how it's could have one way or another shaped your career.
Yeah.
You know, it was like an interesting like topic to talk about, or for you to even, like, I wasn't expecting you to say that, you know, like how it could have affected you. And
well, like maybe I get the win and I'm just satisfied.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I won like a 16-year-old like pro
Yeah.
tour. I mean, you'd have been the youngest pro tour winner, right?
I still am.
You still are.
When I won this last year.
Okay, so
This
you were
is my first pro tour when I at 17.
17. Okay, so I only robbed you of a couple months.
A year.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see like how fast you've ascended, to be honest with you. Like, obviously I've been around the game for a long time, and like
It felt slow though. It's weird.
Yeah, but you're only 18.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
you know, like you can barely.
I feel old. Like I wish I was 16 doing this, but
You were.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean. Getting more wins.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's like very impressive. Like, I don't think we've ever seen like a young talent such as yourself, like, not only ascend to the top so fast, but also like remain there and win and prove that you can keep winning.
Yeah.
You know, there's been other players at 17, 18 years. I mean, David Wiggins, obviously, you know, every distance record, every junior world championship, every divisional championship, and then got to the pro division and didn't really do that well. You know, it's where you've like, you know, I don't know how successful you are in the amateur ranks, but it's like you went from like obviously doing good and winning junior worlds and stuff like that, correct? You won junior worlds,
Yeah,
15 and under? Or?
I won 2 times. And both times I won by 27 and 30.
Okay, so they almost had you.
But there were 2 years in there where I did lose
Oh, okay.
in the same divisions. So I just like blew everyone out 2 years, and the other years I didn't.
Okay.
I always made the final 9, the top 4. I think I had a 4th, a 3rd, and then 2 firsts.
Okay.
So
But yeah, so,
yeah.
you know, it's just amazing to me how you went from being the young kid on the block to like winning your first pro tour here, and then just like ramping that into, you know, literal possible #1 player in the world greatness. Like, you know, at this point,
Yeah.
being 18 years old and being where you are, I think that like it's going to be tough to like catch you for the next, as long as you stay healthy and like committed like you are. I don't see anyone really, you know, coming to catch you.
I want a world championship. That's my main goal.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
It just sucks. It sucks more because I know I can win. It's like the fact that I know I can win for sure. It's not just like I've gotten close. Like I have won.
Yeah.
And I've won a major. I've won U.S. title. It's like, and I just won a 4-round tournament 2 days ago. It's like
Against all the same players.
I can do it. It's just I need to do it at the right time.
Yeah. Well, look at Barsby. He's a perfect example of
Yeah.
like the right place at the right time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, Greg, you know, great player,
Yeah.
long time player, but like, you know, never really won a big tournament. Never, you know, I mean, and he won a couple NTs and like,
Yeah.
he's by far a great player, but like,
Yeah.
no one would really put him at 30-something years old winning the world championship, but he puts together those rounds at the right time, the right week, on the right courses,
Yeah.
and
5 solid rounds.
and
Not it-
succeeded. You know,
Isaac won Worlds last year, averaging 9 down a round, which is like doesn't seem that amazing.
yeah, you birdie half the holes.
But he's consistent the entire time.
Yeah, no, that's what it's about. I mean, it's just about getting in that position and then continuing to push and continuing. And like Champions Cup, you know, he did the opposite, where he shot, in my opinion, incredible rounds the whole week.
Every week.
You know,
every day, dude.
You know,
it's
like
crazy.
13 under. You're like scores that I wouldn't have even thought were possible one day. He did
does
2
it
or 3 days,
3 days in a row.
Yeah,
And then
pretty-
has a big buffer in the final day and just
yeah, pretty amazing.
easy win. I don't think I'm even going to get there. There's no point in trying. I will in the tournament. Not now.
Hey, that's Simon's disc.
Everybody says it. Everybody says it. Hey, hold up. I did talk to him. He might be giving it to me.
Oh,
And if I do, I will be bagging.
that's how we know you're special. You got a Hugh Frisbin disc.
I do. It did work. I had a forehand like this, leaning out. I chopped it on the hyzer, popped up to flat, made the 40-footer for par on 10 at the Beast. So
Shoo.
Shouldn't have been 40 feet for par, but it's so neutral.
Pretty good
Wait,
shot.
hold up. Okay, that makes sense. I thought that was like 25 feet. The basket's over the hill this year.
Yeah.
Last year it was on the front side
Yeah,
of the
just
hill.
past the hill.
No wonder that didn't get there.
He's so tall, he can see the bottom from here.
Yeah.
Oh, also, you guys, I was just showing Gannon the intervals, and he was like, not gonna say impressed, but he liked the plastic and was saying like people need to make more of these. Head over to infinitus.com. My signature Forge Radiant interval is available now. Gannon hasn't thrown it, but he approves by the feel, which means something. I don't know what, but
I'm a disc nerd.
I always forget that you're such a disc nerd.
I like a good disc when I see one. Ooh, that's so good. 50 short.
That's all I got.
I might try a roller because this is so far in this wind. I don't know if I like that change, honestly. Oh, dude, I had a brutal roll away here last year.
Really?
I was like there, and I rolled almost onto the green.
Holy
That
moly.
was bad. Oh, bad putt. Okay.
Player 2. That had a nice flight to it. Looked like it was dying on the way there.
So wobbly.
Was leaving Prodigy like a sad thing? Like, from the standpoint of like you being a kid looking up to Will Schustrick, like obviously you had a lot of success there, you know, and you became a staple in their, you know, team and their whatever. So take my question like with a grain of salt when it comes to sad, you know, because obviously there is some
Yeah.
feelings there that you care about, you know,
Yeah.
and did it affect you? Was it just this man had a better offer? Did obviously the lawsuit obviously plays in, you know, like
Okay, yeah.
when someone tries to sue you, you probably don't want to hang out with them anymore. You know, but like what kind of went into your decision? Did Innova have the best offer? Prodigy? Like how did you kind of decide what you were going to do?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, the whole thing with Prodigy at the beginning of the last year was obviously awkward and stuff. And I mean, it was just time for a change, I think. It was like something, you know, I'd been playing with Prodigy for 7 years. It's like that kind of like 7-year rule, almost 10-year rule. Like Simon and
Like
Eagle
Simon,
actually
yeah.
left Discmania. It's like after that long of doing the same thing, you want something new, and it's good for your brand. Another thing was like, if the best way to grow your brand is just join a new company as well. Now, you know, an offer could be similar, but you know, leaving a company to join a new one offers just new horizons everywhere, and
Yeah, a lot of opportunities and
new
a
up-
lot of
yeah.
new signature discs
and new
and people,
hype and new everything.
yeah,
It's
people
like,
are excited to see what you're
Yeah,
going to do.
yeah.
And I
And-
think that my opinion of, obviously I own a manufacturing company,
Yeah.
but like I'm in the boat of like the better the sport does, the better I'm going to do. So like I want you winning. I want
Yeah.
that publicity to be out there. And it's like, you know, you coming out at the second event of the year, first Elite Plus event and winning. I mean, that says a lot about your game, Discmania discs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, you know, because part of the issue was, the flashing and, you know, like
Yeah.
that stuff was said, and whether it was just for the lawsuit's sake or that's what you believed, we may never know. But it's like for you to come out and prove like, hey, look, like I'm a winner regardless of who I play for. You know, like it's kind of like what Ricky's done in a way, you know, it's like he's kind of played for all these companies and like won everywhere. And it's like that shows me like, hey, you're so good that you could probably win with the paper plate.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and it's like how I
Yeah.
think you're proving that. It's like you obviously adapted to Prodigy, won with Prodigy, had a great start to your career with Prodigy. Then it's like, here's Discmania, second event of the year, bam, I won.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like a putter that isn't even really built to you or built for you yet, you know, so you're still kind of making,
making it work with what I got.
yeah, until you were able to get your new stuff. And so it's
yeah.
like you're like the definition of like reinventing the wheel at this point with
Yeah.
like, you were so comfortable with one thing, you know, and now it's like you switched the hype, and then also you guys kind of had a little turmoil in the relationship, and you proved like all of that, in my opinion, from an outsider's view, to be true. You know, like, oh, hey, this flashing, this or that, like that, whatever disc you're using, you're probably going to be a champion. Oops, regardless of what, you know, you decide to do or who supports you or not.
Yeah, I think that's like a big thing a company looks for is like if I can, you know, I think Discmania is obviously super happy. You know, I'm
Yeah.
happy with Discmania. It's just amazing you know, that I can plug with their products and, you know, we can work together. Like, that was a big thing too, is like they really wanted to like work with me to create products. That was something I wanted in the contract, was having my own discs I'm coming out with that I helped design.
So what is your first disc? Can you say? Is it like a mid-range driver?
I think it'll be the putter.
Okay.
The putter that I'll putt with. I think putting is very important. I'm putting with links right now. Obviously, putted. I actually was first in strokes gained putting at Waco.
So I'd say very good.
Yeah, and so they're working, but if I could even maybe get a little bit better with a putter that I prefer.
So do you think that when you're creating this disc or these discs for your brand?
Yeah.
Well, obviously I create my own discs. Are you trying to do something that like fills a hole in your bag? Or are you trying to, obviously with the putter, like designing a putter, it's like from 25 feet you could probably make my scepter in the basket every time.
Yeah.
But like from 45, 50 feet, is that kind of what you're designing for, kind of outside the circle? Versus just like obviously a 25 footer, I would guess with how great you are, you could make it with your mid range if you had to.
I'm definitely designing a Circle 2 putter for my style.
Yeah, for the way you putt.
Like putting, honestly, I could be like, if people don't like it, they don't like it. But my goal is to prove that it does work for me. I think the best way to putt, in my opinion, is the more of a lob motion you can get, the better. So your beanbag toss is less affected by wind.
Yeah.
It's a more accurate motion. Little mishaps in your own throw don't get affected as much. It's always kind of just going straight and then dumping to the ground. And so my putter, I like a bead on my putter, and then I like my putter to have low glide and stability at the end of the flight. That way I can really just be confident, and from those Circle 2 putts, not only if I miss, I don't go too far past, I can give it a better run because I'm more confident. I don't have to worry about it flipping over or getting too much glide. It's on me if I miss it most of the time, and yeah, I mean, that's the main thing.
So say from 25 feet, I assume you're just aiming center chain, center of the basket.
I actually
from 40,
look at the band when I putt, yeah.
And so from like 45 feet though, you start looking like, I kind of told people like what I do is I kind of envision like a hula hoop above the basket.
That's
like in the sense of like if I put it through that, like if I do everything else right, it should glide and kind of go in the basket. So you kind of also do that same thing where the further you get, your aim point obviously is changing. So I think that's one thing that amateurs or even me, when I'm putting bad, it's like I end up being 45 feet and looking at the same spot. And it's like I miss an inch low. It's like, well, of course, like you're 20 feet further than you were when you aimed there.
Yeah.
You know, so, but it's cool to see like your progression, and like I'm excited to see in the next 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 years what you do with like your own disc line and all that stuff, and having companies behind you that support you and care about your growth and you being able to make stuff that you like.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, be on the lookout. Some new Discmania stuff coming out soon.
There you go.
We're gonna try to reach with a putter.
That's easy. 460.
The viewers don't know it's down a cliff.
Yeah.
With a tailwind.
They don't know we're throwing down the Grand Canyon.
No, don't hit the path. Okay.
Oh, safe.
All right, 30 feet, not bad.
Perfect.
Not the best tournament play,
Gannon told me he'd rather be 30 feet than 5 feet because it's more exciting when he makes it.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
We'll go with that.
Ooh, that's the line right there. Go in. Oh my gosh. OB!
What?
I'm better.
Best shot ever. Worst result ever.
All right. A Hugh Frisbin disc. We're gonna park this whole lefty. No, get out. It was so good. Get out. No.
That was not fair.
That was going to be under the
That was
basket.
going to be so good.
Yeah. Oh, gone forever. Aaron Hernandez.
No!
He bricked it, of course. Wow, player 2 has been on fire.
I need to like spike this more.
Yeah, I'm telling myself to just play it like short right.
I think like you have to come inside of this tree here,
Yeah.
like that's in front of the basket. Versus
Yeah.
I think it's just going to go long like this.
Clean putt.
How does that go
No
in?
wobble.
Look like Chris Dickerson's jump putt.
I know, dude. I can't even like try to get wobble if I.
Dude, it's funny when it starts to get windy, my putt wobbles, which I think actually like helps in the wind. Like I think it like somehow flies better. I don't do it on purpose.
No, it just happens.
I wish I could say I knew how to do that. Gannon, what's something that you try to focus on when you're out here practicing a course? And you know, you've mentioned a few times today, and like we know it's your philosophy that you're not the most like vicious practicer. You
Yeah.
just want to see where to go and just kind of learn and
Yeah.
and kind of know what you want to do. What's a play that you typically, you try to play to the big side of the green, obviously, or you try to play aggressive? Like what makes you decide on a hole that you look at? Like a hole like this, right? It's a reachable par 4. We just
Yeah.
parked it with our second shots. What is...
I'm barely safe on that second one.
Oh,
I
well,
threw
parked for
I
you,
threw it kind of soft
28
though.
feet.
Okay, yeah.
But like, what is something that you look at this hole and you go, okay, I'm going to go here, or I'm going to go there? Because even this hole playing 450 into a headwind, like we can all throw it that far. You
Yeah,
know?
if it's windy at all, like if it was this wind we had today, I'd probably just throw it here.
Okay.
Because I think I can get up and down every time, or at least 9 out of 10 times from here. And that's actually where like I sometimes look at stats, is because if you look at stats and you see only 6 people eagled it,
Yeah.
you're only losing strokes to 6 people with a birdie.
Yeah, and I always like to joke or say that like when you're losing those 6 strokes, it's like those 6 people are probably going for it because they're already in 50th
Yeah.
place. You know, it's like I always
Or
like,
it'll bite them somewhere else.
yeah, it's like, well, the year I won Vegas, but it was the same thing. I was looking at like the holes to be aggressive on, and it's
Yeah.
like if someone is eagling this hole or getting a stroke on me on this hole because I decided to play it for birdie instead of eagle, it's like I'm actually probably going to gain more strokes on them throughout the course if that's their
Throughout
game
the
plan.
whole tournament, dude.
You know,
like,
and
if
it's like
you just don't take big numbers, or if you birdie the guaranteed birdie holes
Yeah.
like this,
yeah.
you can't afford to get a par here. Not these
Yeah, no,
days.
everyone, because anyone that's going to win this tournament is going to birdie this hole.
Yes.
Not the person that wins the tournament isn't going to be because they eagled this hole.
Oh, that was... It's fine. It's still birdie. We'll go a little harder. So, like, yeah, if I was in tournament right now and I'm super focused, I'm like, okay. Like, to me, the safest part of the basket would be, like, 15 feet short and right. That way I at least crossed over. Like, that first one was kind of terrible. I wasn't really thinking that much. Obviously, like, in tournament, I think a lot more. But I'll try to do it here. Just short right. Or, like, just right of the basket almost. Well. Never mind, don't listen to me.
If that happened in a tournament, I would cry for you.
Maybe I need to trust my touch.
You throw that shot so good.
I don't know why I don't do it more.
What discs are those?
Link and P3X.
Okay.
Go in.
Oh.
Oh. Ah.
My go for it shots right here.
Yeah, I know. You like throw it so good.
Birdie.
Wait, let me see how far it was.
12 feet.
You can't be missing these.
Dude, you missed one on hole 10 last week. I watched it.
11. The best putt ever seen.
Someone told me, I read somewhere that you putted 20,000 indoor putts this offseason. Is that true? From like 35 feet.
I'd have to do the math on that.
Does it sound close?
Let me calculate it.
You actually know.
Well, I don't know. I just do an average of like, I don't know. I didn't putt that much this offseason.
Okay.
I did maybe like 200-300 a day,
But for how many days?
like most days.
Okay. So yeah, it probably is right.
Let's do it.
Most days, I mean, how long's the off season?
Like 120 days.
Okay, so times that by 200 or 300. That's, I think you're underestimating your.
We'll call it 200 just in case. 24,000. Okay. What do you say?
20,000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right in the middle.
Middle boy.
Just how I planned it. That looked way too easy. This is where you got to be good enough to be aggressive. I'm gonna throw from right here. Oh my gosh.
I hate to say this, but I don't know if you're good enough.
Dude, practice round Gannon is a whole different creature. He's so bad.
What's a moment that in your career that has like really stood out to you? Could have been your first AM win, could have been anything. Like what's something in your disc golf career like if someone's like, hey, you have one moment to like think about forever, or what, you'll obviously remember it forever, but like what's something that like stands out to you? It could have even just been one shot you threw, you know?
I don't know. I mean, I've had a lot of shots that are, especially on the Pro Tour, that I've been like, that's a big shot. There you go. A little high. It's dropping though. Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Close.
You taught me that.
I mean, obviously the USDGC's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole
of.
week, the whole.
I mean, the putt on 17 was huge, but then just clutching up the 18 also, and really like how last weekend just went down was like definitely my second favorite win, not even close. Like by far, like I mean, I have to put USDGC on top, but that was a close second.
Okay. What do you think made that moment so special for you?
Just because I felt like I was in the lead, I had the tournament, then I lost in the middle stretch, had a rough stretch, and then it felt like it was all over, and everything needed to work out pretty much perfectly in my favor. I had to make every single shot pretty much, and I needed like one mess up out of each player, and I got one. I got Luke on 18 and Niklas on 17.
And your putt on 17 was so clutch.
Yeah.
Like that's a putt where like you miss it,
It's
especially
over.
with how hard you putt.
Well,
it's going uphill. If it hits the rim, it's going to either roll on the green or go out of bounds. And if you airball it somehow, it's going to go so far.
And if he's up two, well, like if I don't know, I think because Luke knew that I was on his heels with one to play and I was one back. Like I think he knew I was going to birdie.
So you think that's why he tried to play like
I don't
the
know.
shot he did?
I don't know. I actually don't even know like what he was going for, to be honest. But like, if he's up two on me, and Niklas is already in the clubhouse, and Niklas can't get any more under par, he just finds a better way to play for par, I think.
Do you think that if you were Luke, and obviously I wasn't on the course, I didn't even play on Sunday, so like my opinion is not very good on this. Do you think if you were in Luke's position, from one up, whatever, do you think you're just going as far left on that hole as possible and just taking a little pitch sidearm or something for the win, or and make Luke or a different player birdie? Because like what happened with me and you at Vegas, right? Like I just went super big and made you have to throw two perfect shots.
Yeah.
And I got a little lucky and you got a little unfortunate for us to get into the playoff. But it's like when you're in a certain position, it's like you have to make the other person like scared.
Yeah.
So do you think he was trying to get over that green to where you knew?
I don't know.
Almost you had to throw it in.
Plain.
You don't know, but you might have a good guess.
If I was in his position, well, I don't know. It's weird. If he wanted to play for par, if he let's just say he was playing for par,
go left.
I would have thrown. I think like the line I threw off the tee, but I would have thrown with something super stupid overstable. Got way left. That was like the only shot I practiced. I didn't really like know what else to do.
Yeah.
I actually didn't get any good practice at those courses. I've had a very busy last couple weeks with Memorial and flying and driving and then whatever. But I would have played left and then thrown a 450-foot hyzer. It's wide open. There's zero danger. And then I would jump putt, tap in par.
Yeah, and then if you were to, your competitor were to birdie, then you just go into a playoff versus like lose outright.
You give yourself a chance.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, and like at our level of disc golf, it's like in those situations you have to give yourself a chance to succeed, and if you happen to not be able to do it, then that's disc golf, or that's the sport we play. But I think that those moments is where the chances, quote unquote, add up.
Yeah, it's literally always just about giving yourself a chance out these days. It's all that matters, pretty much. You never know what can happen. Someone could just take a dumb bogey or blow up, or
and there's stuff that could happen as well. Like, imagine your spit out happens instead of on hole 10 or 11, it happens on hole 18. It's like stuff can happen in this game that is out of your control in a way.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
it's like you never know when that can happen. I kept telling myself like, even though, obviously, let's be honest, in that moment I'm rooting for something to happen to Luke where it's not in his favor, because I've done what I can do. I made my putt on 17. At that time, I'm almost hoping for a roll away on 17. He had like a 20-footer. I kind of knew he was going to make it. He's not really going to miss that putt, especially he's been playing so good the whole day. But, you know, I knew 18 still happened. He doesn't quite have the distance for it. I do. And yeah, once I saw him go in the green, I turned to my caddy and said, I'm winning this thing. And it's my perfect shot. Flex PD2, 25-footer, banged it, and
the rest is history.
Yeah. This tree scares me.
Yeah.
If you hit that, you never cross, you're done. This hole will play over par.
Well over par.
Drew for birdie. Cash. Every time. Dude's never missed in his
Yeah, I
whole
don't even know what gap I hit. There's not even a gap here. It's like you almost want to, like, if you go that way, like miss left to where at least you're hitting these trees.
Yeah, then you'll for sure at least like...
But then if you go in there, it looks like just a prison cell. Like
I mean,
you wouldn't
yeah,
even fit in there.
Deep in there, that's horrible.
Yeah. Do you have a moment that maybe sticks in your head of like a moment where you lost the turn? Like Mid-America, you know, you kind of mentioned like you choked or whatever. Is that, do you kind of have a moment that like sticks with you that you think about that you were like, man, that would have been different, or if I would have executed this different?
Yeah, I got a couple. Like Vegas for sure is one of them. Like, should have just played it a lot shorter. I thought I parked it. I should have been playing like 20 short.
Yeah.
With the way I was putting. Yeah. I also threw a disc I'd only thrown like 2 times before the whole week. Probably not smart. I probably just throw my overstable disc instead of my straight one. That Music City Open last year, I had to birdie 17 and 18 to win. And 17's a pretty easy birdie, and 18 I feel like I'd birdie if I have to. And people don't know, 17's green last year was where old 18's tee pad was, and I skipped off the old tee pad.
Oh.
Do you play last year? Okay, well it was just super muddy the whole week. I mean, there's like slosh everywhere, every step. The whole course is pretty much flooded, and no matter like, even if it came in flat or spike highs or slow skip line, they just stopped, and I hit the gravel from the old tee pad, and I skipped OB, and that was it. I think that was to push the playoff actually, because I had missed hole 15 to birdie. I would have went into a playoff with Simon. I ended up birdieing 18 obviously, but that was one of them because I felt like it was mine. I just won Austin. It would have been back-to-back Elite Series wins, which would have been really cool, but didn't happen unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I only have like one moment that really sticks out in my head that like I think like haunts me sometimes, and it was a week-long moment. USCDC, the year Kyle Klein and Macbeth went in the playoff.
Yeah,
I was on lead card all week playing well. I had like Macbeth ended up winning the tournament. I think I had 16 more out of bounds strokes than Macbeth had.
Yeah,
and lost by 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like one of those things where it's like it wasn't one exact moment like oh I skipped off this tee pad.
No.
For me, it's like it's just like, man, if I would have just like done anything better the whole week,
yeah,
like
a little bit safer maybe.
Yeah, it's like, and not on the last round I went out of bounds on.
Oh my gosh.
Gee whiz.
Almost lost hit your bag. You're out of here, buddy.
But it's like, you know, that was like one of those things where like I got in the car after, and it's like, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18, I didn't have like the heartbreak of the loss because they had already kind of sealed the deal, but it's like I got in the car, you know, and it's like
you wish you would have gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, it's just like, man, I earned a chance. Like I putted for a chance.
You wish you were like, 3 strokes better.
Yeah, it's just like, man, like I wish that like I wouldn't have gone out of bounds all the time, since like, of course I'm the one going out of bounds, but it's like in the final round I like putted out of bounds twice, like hit and rolling, you know, and it's just like I haven't been, obviously I haven't had as many chances to win as you, so it's like I haven't had as many like heartbreaks on the last hole. But it's like that's one thing that like obviously winning a USCDC changes your life, changes your career, and it's like I played good enough that week to like earn the win.
Yeah.
And I just like didn't execute the other things that I had to do, you know, and it's like
it goes sometimes.
It's a tough thing to, you know, every time I go to USCDC, it's like those memories pop into my head of like, man, I did everything I could other than
had
like,
it.
Yeah. But that's disc golf.
That's how it goes. You'll win this year, I'm sure. Oh my gosh.
Like, I hate to complain because this course is super cool so far, but like whoever left this little thing in the middle of the fairway,
they're a menace, dude.
Yeah,
it's like makes you think about it.
It's just pure chaos right now.
It is.
He said they're a menace.
Well, there's OB right. You can't really throw a flex forehand. I'll skip OB.
Yeah, this is a disastrous tree they left here.
There we go. That's a great line. Thank you.
Thank you. You taught me that.
I mean, I won't lie. When I shank, it's usually because my back's tight. Didn't really get a great warm up in. If it's a tournament round, I do, but
we're learning in this video that tournament Gannon and practice round
way
Gannon
different.
Aren't the same people.
I'm more just like, if I throw a good shot, cool, then I know how it flies, but I don't need to.
These guys have hit every tree behind us.
I know.
Our safety is not.
Actually, 2 of them just fell over. See, I just keep pulling right because of it. Let me throw one good shot. I'm gonna go hyzer flip, Drew Gibson down the right.
Okay. That's in Gannon range.
All right, Gannon's gonna play this whole 4 over for the tournament. Oh my gosh.
So I know that you mentioned that like your putt was kind of one of the only things that you didn't per se like take inspiration from other people. You just kind of found what worked best for you. Who were some like inspirations in your like form, whether it was backhand or sidearm or you know, whatever else? Like who were some people that like inspired you with your form or your technique, or people that you watched a lot? Because I think your form was like resemblant of like prime Will Shoestrick, which is obviously like the highest compliment. Yep. You know, like I think that is
well, that's who it was. For my backhand, for sure. It's like definitely evolved to be more my thing over the last couple of years. Yeah. Like I definitely have Gannon Buhr form, but you can tell it's similar to them.
Yeah, it's.
I have watched you a little bit if I'm looking for more distance and stuff like that, or Simon Eagle for backhand as well. Forehand, a little bit of like Eagle and Big Germ with the way he kind of like keeps his wrist loose and snappy.
Yeah.
So I can forehand putters pretty well actually, which helps for scrambling and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm flattered that you got some inspiration from me.
I actually, over the off season, I was trying to go more like that to get more power. It was working a little bit, but I ended up losing a little bit of accuracy, so I kind of just went back to my normal form. I actually tried throwing like Isaac for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It was the longest I'd ever changed my form from my own form. I did it for like 2-3 weeks in the off season this year. I thought I was gonna come out to chess.com and just be Isaac Robinson, but just didn't work.
Maybe next time.
Yep. Like I don't even see a single line.
The only line I see is the one on the left there for like a sidearm little pitch.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not good for me. Hey, Infinite Disc Hole. Go buy your Gannon Buhr stuff at infinitedisc.com.
Please. We're gonna try a forehand, FD3. Push it straight and just get to the middle. Oh, it was okay. Oh, clipped too many things.
I have a trick question for you.
Uh-huh.
What colors did you go with for your signature squatch bag? Are you allowed to tell anybody?
Trick?
Yeah, like I don't know if that's supposed to be out there.
Just think about just history, man.
Red, white, and blue.
Just think about the history.
USCGC. American flag.
Just think about history.
All right, I got it. Dude, good clues. I think we should play a clue, like a escape room together.
Oh, close. No cigar.
Out of bounds.
OB. How is that OB? That's so unlucky. Okay, I can't lie. I do see this shot right here.
Unlucky, Bo.
I think your elbow will handle this one good.
Yeah, that's.
No, okay, OB.
That made my arm hurt just watching you throw it.
I don't even see a line on this hole.
Yeah, well, none of us do.
PD forehand. No one does this.
Maybe try left-handed on this gap over here.
I could. We'll try it next if this doesn't work. That was so good. All right, we'll try left.
Hugh Frisbin disc?
Always. That's my lefty disc.
Perfect.
How is that better than all my shots?
You got a birdie. Gannon's bag is going to have to do with some U.S. history. U.S. champion.
Just history.
No, your history.
My history?
Yeah.
You don't know my history, bro.
You're right, I don't. So.
Don't be assuming things these days.
Hey, you know what assuming does? It makes an ass out of you and me.
Okay.
That's like an old person saying.
Okay. All right. I'm too young for that.
Are you too young for that?
That's the greatest shot ever thrown. You know how I won this tournament last year? Is because I didn't play the fairway one time. Up there, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
The sidearm or?
Yeah, I landed like up there every year because we teed off from back there, and I'd land there, and then I'd go chop Anheuser forehand. I think I played one down with a mid circle one, but that's the play.
What about this year?
I don't think it'll work
So you have to throw it as good
because
as I just did.
you have to be up there. So I don't think it'll work. So we'll throw a Drew line. Oh no. Hey, how much do you want?
Which ones do you like?
All of them, bro. $5 a disc.
How's that make you feel on the inside?
I think I just gotta go back to my roots, go flex line. Almost. That was my best one.
Park.
You're so good now.
Dude, I wish you meant that.
I do.
Did you see what place I got last week?
Yeah, you got you're top 100 in the world at least.
Top what?
100?
Yeah. Are you gonna make this? Does it ever just seem like too easy for you?
I hate putting so much. Everyone just thinks like, oh, he's stone cold. Like, they're just lucky they go in. I don't know. You just kind of toss them up there at the band. Hope you make them. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Again, we're through 2 DGPT events this year. What is your end season goal that would make you happy? Like, when you started this year, what was like some of your things you had in mind? Like, was it a rating? Was it event
Just
wins?
wanted a major.
Just one.
Any major.
Okay.
That was my main goal. Now that I already have one elite win, it's just gonna add to it. Player of the year would be huge. That's like a big goal of mine for sure. And then my overall goal is to stay in the mix at every tournament. That way I have a chance, which will lead to other goals. Yes. Yeah. And if I can continue to be solid at closing out a tournament, I'll hopefully get a lot of wins. Should we go low, I think. Too much turn.
That's fine, yeah?
Yeah, maybe a little more left.
Okay.
I don't hate being right though, because it's my shot shape. Just turn it over and.
Oh, like the flexi one?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you like this? It's like a foot deep hole.
Oh, perfect.
Not a foot like 12 inches, like a foot like your foot.
There you go. It's actually, you got to slow down. He throws too far. That's really far. I don't know if that's safe or not. You can use the cart path as like part of the fairway, because if you hit it on Anheuser, it just gets back in bounds.
Really?
Yeah. That's gonna be on Heiser. It might slide in though. Oh, yep.
Wow.
So you can kind of make the fairway look a little bit wider than it actually is.
Like, that's some pro knowledge right there. All right, hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Huge thanks to Gannon for being on the channel and answering some questions and giving some insight that most people probably don't know when it comes to Prodigy and stuff like that. So huge thanks to Gannon. We are going to film for his channel on the back nine. So hopefully I'm going to have this video, obviously you're watching it, it's out. And Gannon should probably be out the same time and or shortly after. So
when are you getting this out? You tonight?
Hopefully tonight, yeah.
I'll try tomorrow morning.
Okay, so if you watch this, there might be a little delay, but your YouTube is at Gannon Buhr 2005, right?
I think that's technically what it is, yeah.
Okay, sweet. So, or just search Gannon Buhr. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have more of these. Kristen Tatar, Music City Open, Isaac Robinson at Champions Cup, bunch of other fun ones. So thanks, Gannon. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Drew. Peace.